Hey keyboard nerds, today I'm going to give you 2 killer organ licks in the style of Jack McDuff in the key of C that you can use anywhere. Super fun, super easy. Here we go. Alright, so here's the first Jack McDuff style blues lick. Again. Pretty cool, right? Really simple, really bluesy. Basically just built off of a C blues scale. The C blues scale, once again, is C, E flat, F, G flat, G, B flat, and C. If I was to break this down to just the bones of it, the basic blues scale lick that he plays would go like this. That's the bones of it without any harmony. But then he adds some harmony to some of the blues scale notes. For instance, the very first note is a G and he adds a C to the top. Then when it gets here to the F, he adds an A to the top of the F. It makes a little harmony there. And then when he gets to the E flat, he adds a G to the top. So he's got 3 different harmonies. One is on the G, he puts a C on top. On the F, he puts an A on top. And on the E flat, he puts a G on top. So with the harmonies, it sounds like this. Again. So 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and... It's hard for me to count it and play it at the same time, but you can kind of see in the beat where it drops. Now you can play it with the bass line. There's really so many blues bass lines that you could play this with where it would work. A very simple one is just this one, which descends. It goes C, B flat, A flat. A really cool stock Jack McDuff style bass line is this one. It goes like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Almost like a piano boogie woogie lick. So there's a couple of bass lines that you can practice that lick over. I would really encourage you to try to do your own thing with this lick. When you're learning somebody else's lick, that's often how their brain works. And so it's easy for them to play. And I don't know if you've ever found this before, but you play somebody else's lick and it's really natural for them, but when you try it, it's really just not natural. It doesn't work for your brain, and that's because we're all different. So a lot of times, practicing or taking down other people's licks is not about playing it exactly, but trying to find a way that it works for you, whether you're changing it rhythmically or whether you're adding another lick to it that's your own. It's finding a way to make it your own individual lick. And that's kind of the creativity with this stuff, right? So, as an example, the lick starts here. How can I change that? I'm just going to try to play it a little bit differently here. So that was just a little bit differently. What other variations could I find? Little variation. So I could just sit here all day and probably come up with little variations, and that's how you find things, and that's how you find new vocabulary too. Sometimes the lick that you just learned will inspire something out of you that would never come out otherwise, and you'll come out with fresh ideas just because you've added something new to your vocabulary. So that's I just love that lick. It just works in so many places. See, I can just mess with it. Keep messing with it. Whatever. So, just keep trying to come up with new variations. Okay, I'm going to show you another really cool Jack McDuff style lick. This one's really simple. Again, it's just a blues scale lick. And it starts off these 3 notes of the C blues scale. And I've heard him do this, and he'll just kind of stay there. Right? But he will do things like he'll go like this. And then for excitement, he'll go. And it's so simple, but so effective. Let's see, I'll try maybe this bass line here. That's the lick. Really, really simple. I actually just picked this one up last week, I think. And I was like, yeah, it's really simple, but it's really, really cool. I found that one of the hard parts about it for me was trying to figure out the fingering. And I think fingering too is subjective. You figure out a fingering that works for you. Different fingerings work for different people, and I really don't think there's a right or wrong with fingering. But the fingering that I'm using is 5-3-1, 5-3-1. So just 5-3-1, 5-3-1. So again, lick is, could start here. Pretty cool, right? So again, with licks like this, you can add to them as well. You could try to figure out a way to make it your own. You know, and sometimes you try and you don't make it, and that's cool too, because that's just part of learning. So let's see if I can land something here. Maybe I'll just try it slower. You know, maybe it's not about making it really fast or flashy. Maybe it's just about using it as a way to travel to something else. Whatever. So it's just about constantly trying to push the lick to make 20 out of it. A lot of times, a little trick that I do that you can try, I do this in my practice. As I'm making licks up, and I'll go, oh, I like that one. And you know what the problem with that is that you'll forget it. You know, 10 minutes later, you'll go back to it and you go, I can't remember that lick that I just played. So what I'll actually do is take my phone and sit there and go, I like that one, and I have a whole collection of videos of new licks that I'm making up in my iPhone, and I put them in an album called New Licks. Then when I go to practice, I'll pull up those licks, run through them, see which ones I like, try to develop them, and then put them through the circle of force, put them through every single key. That way, the vocabulary that I'm adding into my own playing is my own. And that's a great exercise to kind of develop your own personal, individual language, because that's what it's all about. I always talk about this, but get creative with these things, make them your own. That's the fun part. Anyway, I've got a bunch more Jack McDuff style licks, comps, and bass lines coming over the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you get some good mileage and use out of that one. Thanks so much, guys, for supporting the channel. Talk to you soon.